One of the things I've learned over the years is if the plan is not going your way, you need to get out. There's a perfect example of this today on KMX, and I'll show you guys what happened today on Market Open Trading. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? Miguel here with Market Open Trading. As you can see, I only took a few trades. I only took 2 trades today. You can see I only have a gain of $21 on KMX, which is pretty small. Kind of goes with what I just said, which is basically it's the first trade I ended up taking. It's not the first trade I wanted to take for the day, but that's how it ended up playing out, unfortunately. So let's walk through the watch list real quick. So you'll see I have Red Hat, which gapped down, TNDM, and KMX. KMX and TSG are actually what I ended up taking. I got skipped twice today. Completely just skipped. So I'll walk you guys through that. Let's look into KMX first. So KMX was gapping up on earnings, and it was consolidating here right under 78, the whole number. And on top of that, if you actually go over here and you look at, I hate those candles. There we go. If you look, it actually made a very, very bullish ORB pattern, which is an opening range breakout. This is a long range candle, short range candle, pull back about 50%, and the next candle just blast off. So I put out an order. I tried to anticipate. Typically with something like this, I'll get in at the break of 78, but I knew that this thing was going to go. It was a little spready, so I knew I wanted to anticipate the break. I put an order out for, let's see here, my stop was at 77. So 77, 78. So I put out actually an order for 200 shares at 78, right at 78, not 78.01, because I knew something this spready, as soon as it hit 78, it was going to go. So I gave it about 15 cents. I said between 78 and 78.15, go ahead and get me 200 shares. Now, what ended up happening is it hop skipped and jumped all the way to 78.30, 78.40 or so. And even with the anticipation of trying to get it at the whole number, I still did not even get filled. There were no orders available for me to get at that number between 78 and 78.15. It just ripped. So it ended up going all the way up to 70, 79.39, so close to my almost 1.5. But as you can see, it actually ended up coming back. Now I said I went ahead and left the order out, and then I lowered my size. So instead of getting 200 shares, I said, okay, I'll get 100 shares if it comes back anywhere near 78.10. Maybe if it dips down real quick, I'll go ahead and get my shares. But unfortunately, my plan ended up not working out. I was looking for a flag to form and for it to stay above the 9. So this is kind of where my plan started playing out. I said, okay, it broke out. I need for it to pull back to the moving average somewhere near 78.10 to retest the breakout area. And I'm going to go ahead and get filled 100 shares. My stop will be 77 if, like my original stop, 77 if it does keep dipping. But it shouldn't, because it should stay above the 9 moving average. Now, what ended up happening here on KMX, you see I got filled here right at 9.53. So 9.53, I ended up getting filled here. You'll notice here it broke below VWAP, it broke below the 9. The next candle dipped all the way down to 77.11. So I was this close of getting kicked out. My stop was 76.99. So I almost got kicked out, and I said, okay, I no longer like this anymore. If I can get up and over 78, I'm going to wait for a pullback. I'm going to go ahead and get out. I don't care if it goes my way. This was not the plan at all. So let me go. I'm going to stick with my stop if it does come against me, because now it's under the 9, it's under VWAP, but I am no longer interested in it. So I ended up getting filled the 100 shares at 78.22 as it came back up and over. It basically just started going back up and over 78. Now, here's the other important part. 78, it actually ended up going all the way to 79.88. To me, this is completely irrelevant. Yes, it sucks that it ended up going in the direction that I wanted. I could have gotten profit out of it, But to me, after it broke down and it broke my plan, I had absolutely no interest in this thing. I said, screw this thing. It's not playing out like I want it to be. And over the years, I've learned that if it doesn't go according to the way that you want it to go, you're going to feel uncomfortable in that situation. Your head's not going to be in the right space. Psychologically, you might pull the trigger a little bit earlier than you're supposed to. You're not really in the right state of mind. So because it's not really the plan that you had in mind. So let's just say, for instance, that you have a bull flag that you want to get into, which is a certain pattern, and it plays out in the chart exactly how you have it pictured in your head, and you feel completely comfortable with how it's going. Or if it goes against you, you're fine with that, because that was part of the plan, that if it breaks below a certain point, you get out. Now this broke down below VWAP in the 9, which does not it's not part of the plan. If I'm going to go long, it needs to typically be over the 9 in VWAP. So it broke down below, it closed below VWAP, and it almost kicked out. It ended up almost kicking me out. But after that point, I was not interested in it anymore, so I went ahead and got out. Now, enough of that point. Now, the other trade was TSG. This one I held for a little while. I was, let's see here. This one actually had news. It wasn't gapping down. It was kind of going across. There was an offering on it, but as you can see here, as soon as it opened up, it came all the way down to 37. So, this is where I saw it right here. I saw it right here. Typically, a lot of the times, the green candles will just go straight up, but this is basically just forming a lower high. So this here is coming up to VWAP, and as long as it stays below VWAP in the 9, your entry would be the next candle to make a new low. So your low on this is 37.88, and my entry was 37.85. So next candle, it took 300 shares. I have about a... This was supposed to be a 30-cent stop, but this is a 5-cent ticker, so I actually ended up having a 40-cent stop, so I was risking a little bit more. So here I got triggered on this candle right at 10:02 here. Got triggered. It came all the way down to 37.33. I was actually thinking about taking half, but stuck to the plan, and I did not. It got rejected at VWAP again. Now, I actually ended up not putting my stop loss at break even. Right here in this candle, it came up, and I was like, no, I think I was being a little stubborn on this. And it came back up to VWAP. I stuck to my stop, so I was down, I think, $60 max at some point, $60-$80 or something like that. But actually ended up working out my way. Stayed below VWAP, and I covered down here at 37.55. I was up only $90. Now, the reason why I covered at 37.55 is because last time when it was down here at 37, what was it? 37.34, I saw a lot of buyers coming in at, I think it was like 37.40, 37.45. There were just a stack of buyers there. So when I saw 37.50 come up, all the buyers started coming back up, which means that they're starting to get more aggressive, and they are trying to push the stock back up. So as soon as I saw all the buyers pop back up, I went ahead and got out, just booked the $90 profit, and I was done for the day. Now, there's one other thing that I wanted to cover. I actually called this out in the Facebook room as well. Now, RHT was the only down gapper. We had room down here till the 138 mark, so we had a little bit of a window to work with to short it down to. Now, my point in this is that I called out that there was going to be a short squeeze over 146. So I had orders to be filled at 146, trying to anticipate the move. I had a, let's see here, my stop was going to be, I saw it right around here. So I said my stop was going to be 144.55, entry was going to be 146, so I was going to grab 75 shares. We're about $1.50 away. So we're gapping down big, and it's not breaking down below VWAP, which means that it's relatively strong. I know that there's people that were short in it, and if at a point where it goes over the high of the day and it's consolidating sideways like this, if you go over the high of the day, most likely there's a lot of shorts that are about to just rocket out, because that's breaking their plan. You shouldn't go over the high of the day whenever you're short, obviously. You're losing money at that point. So now I saw it here, and I went ahead and put out an order at 146. Now the next couple of candles, you'll see exactly what happened. So I'll go ahead and scroll over. The next candle rocketed to 146.50. Again, I got skipped. I was only wagering about $100 on this. Now you can see that it's at 148. So I would have been able to hit my target or close to my target at some point, and it actually might even rocket higher. I mean, it's got plenty of room that it got down to. This 150 here might be a magnet if I was to take a wild guess. But yeah, so it short squeezed again, and even with the anticipation, I was still not able to get in. So that happened to me twice, unfortunately. I'd rather be green than red, obviously, but even with anticipation, sometimes these things are just going to happen to you, and you just got to take them as you come. They're not going to happen all the time. Maybe you'll get in a little bit earlier or anticipate it a little bit more, but RHT both and KMX ended up hop skipping and jumping over my order, so I was not able to get filled. But yeah, those are the lessons I have for you guys today. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also, leave a comment. What did you guys trade today? My list was relatively short. So RHT, TNDM, and KMX. So if you guys traded something else, maybe that I didn't see, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section. And also, don't forget, I'm releasing the course on Monday. Today's Friday, so on Monday the course will be available. 6 hours of material, one-on-one mentoring on a weekly basis. I have my swing trading strategy on there. You'll have direct access to me all the time. You'll be able to interact with me, and I'll be able to answer all your questions. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.